What caused France to reoccupy Vietnam after 1945? Imagine a country that had been under colonial rule for decades suddenly gaining a taste of independence. Now picture that same country being pulled back into a conflict that would shape its future for years. That's what happened in Vietnam after 1945. When World War II ended, France wanted to restore its control over Vietnam, which it had colonized since the late 1800s. During the war, Japan had occupied Vietnam, pushing France out temporarily. But once Japan surrendered in August 1945, France saw a chance to regain its lost empire. They believed Vietnam was a key part of French Indochina, a region that was very important economically and strategically. France wanted to keep its influence there, so they moved to re-establish their colonial authority. Meanwhile, Vietnamese nationalists and communists, especially the Viet Minh led by Ho Chi Minh, had been organizing resistance during the war. They had launched the August Revolution in 1945, seizing power and declaring independence. This directly challenged French control and made France see the need to act fast. The post-war chaos also played a role. Allied forces, like the British in the south and Chinese nationalists in the north, temporarily occupied parts of Vietnam. France negotiated with China to allow their troops to return to the north, while the British supported French efforts in the south. France agreed to a temporary arrangement where Ho Chi Minh could govern the north with limited autonomy, but this fragile deal didn't last long. France's main goal was to stop the Viet Minh and other nationalist groups from gaining full independence. They sent troops back into southern Vietnam in late 1945 and early 1946, often fighting fiercely against Viet Minh fighters and civilians. France also set up the Republic of Cochinchina in the south as a separate entity, trying to weaken Vietnamese unity. Negotiations between France and Ho Chi Minh broke down quickly. France declared the Republic of Cochinchina in June 1946, and violence erupted. The French Navy bombed Haiphong in November 1946, and Viet Minh forces attacked European districts in Hanoi. These clashes marked the start of the First Indochina War. So, France's decision to reoccupy Vietnam after 1945 was driven by a desire to restore its colonial empire, to counter the rising independence movements led by the Viet Minh, and to protect its economic and strategic interests in Southeast Asia. This move set the stage for a long and complicated conflict that would eventually become the Vietnam War.